like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome to an edition of live stream, podcast here on the Chaos Reign Show. I am Chaos Reign. Today, Cam Newton, Kendra G, exposure. Kevin Samuels has called it out 3-4 years or 2.5 years before his passing of May 5th, 2022. It's now 3.5 years going forward. And all that he has said and what he has laid out, he laid the blueprint for a lot of these chicks to steal, copy, and paste a weak version of getting black people or people together. But no further ado, let's begin. This shout to Cam and this fair use. Enjoy with commentary. And guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel.
As I'm so intrigued about this conversation, and I've had my fair share of specialists, doctors, experts.
I don't claim to be any of that.
Yeah, but I think my question is, why should somebody listen to you?
Oh, because I have the data to support anything that I say.
Okay.
You know, I know some people just learned of me from my single show that I started 6 years ago. But like I said, I am a 25-year plus television and radio journalist. Before interviewing single people, I used to interview celebrities, for a living. And there's things that I know now that I did not know 6 years ago. I wouldn't even spoke on it. I always knew, kind of like you,
What celebrities have you interviewed, Miss G? Because last time I checked, if we really look at any recent history through social media or YouTube, it's far-fetched to find any videos of relevance that you interviewed besides the one day talk about Corey Holcomb, and that's the only thing that was just being present on the internet. But any other celebrities, no one has already known or heard about you interviewing them for anything of relevance. So you're going to have to quantify that. We need links to that. All right, let's continue.
like most people,
Right.
we know our reality, right? So I literally have done a case study. I have talked to more than 16,000 single people. I have 4 weddings this year, all because of my platform. One in Paris, one in Antigua, one in the Bahamas, and then there's one local in America. But overall, more than 20 people have gotten married from my platform. I haven't given birth to a baby, but there's children on this planet because of the platform. But I want to reset and give that to God, because I don't want to act like I'm the big person doing it. I really do feel as though God used me as a vessel for this mission. So anything I say, it's supported with data. It's supported with doing research. A lot of times when people read numbers, they read statistics.
And you're not a dad or a statistician person, Miss G. Maybe you go by your YouTube analytics to go by who's watching your stream, but does it really quantify the successful marriage that people came across your platform overall? And one thing she did said that a lot of people did not pay attention. She talks about these babies. Most majority of people that's on your platform are already had children, particularly a lot of black women and a lot of them that come on your show. They are baby mamas at best, coming out here looking for a sucker or another man to play baby or stepdaddy to their children. And that's the honest truth that people never really know about. And we're going to be honest today. We're going to be fair here. Babies are produced already when they come on your show, Miss G. So you can't really take credit to already people that already has ready-made families. So we'll stop right there. Anywho, let's continue.
Well, I'm the one that collected the information so you can have the statistic.
So that's why somebody should listen to you?
Well, how about this? You don't have to listen. So I understand what you're saying. If you don't have to take what I say, because at the end of the day, it's your life. So you can do what you want with it. But if I'm going to join the conversation, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we're in a space in content that everybody has something to say about something.
Okay.
And sometimes that conversation subject is relationships. I think the question or the head scratcher sometimes is, what gives you the right to bring people together? Are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. But before you go any further, what's the name of my show? It's called Kendra G Singles.
Yeah.
It's not called Kendra G Married. It's not called Kendra G Relationship. How I even got birth is because I'm single.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship during COVID. We broke up during COVID. Mm-hmm. The world is shut down. Because single life outside is popping, right? But single life during COVID, when you break up, you had nothing. I felt like I was Will Smith and I Am Legend. If we go back to that time, D Nice was connecting us all via Instagram Live with music. So literally, I'm like, if I feel this way single, I know other people around the world probably feel this way single. So then I went on IG Live and I said, listen, I'm hooking up single people tonight. And that one night, I knew I changed my life forever. Because I came from media. Mm-hmm. For one, it was regular people. You know, we see people in the comment sections, I seen their houses. They call in, right? And I'm media trained, so it doesn't seem like there's an art to it, but there's an art to it. So if everybody could do it, they would. So the purpose of the show, it's a live dating show. So how it works is, let's just say Cam Newton was single. You call in, I'll ask you the questions, the world watching, then they reach out to you. As they reach out to you, you have several. Well, now we have the Kendra G Singles dating app. We grew from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, and now we have a bona fide dating app. So you call into the dating app, they see you live, and then they reach out to you. So instead of you just going off of a picture, now you actually go off of a video.
So dating is to stay single? Or to get
No, I think dating, I think life is a journey, right? So you're not married. You've been very vocal about not wanting to get married, but you're in a relationship, right? There's some people, there's different dynamics, right? So you can be.
In other words, to Mr. Newton, the whole premise of our show is for you to date around, or better yet, screw around, and not only screw around, God forbid you don't seed or you implant your seed in these ladies and get a baby out of her or cray baby. That's the premise. But overall, dating and to mess around, that's the end goal for those that don't know. And let me make sure everything's going good on my other end. I'm just checking. All right, there we go. I'm just refreshing something. All right, good. There we go. All right, well, it's not sure. All right, let's keep going.
Single, but single is becoming a lifestyle choice for some. We are in a new phase where people are saying, you know what, I'm happy single, and that's what it is. And dating works better for them. So when you date, that's the whole purpose of dating. You find someone that you might match with and you might stay long with, or you grow from and you go. The problem right now is we are not acknowledging how much our world has changed. See, we used to go by these old dating rules where there was a time when women couldn't even get jobs, couldn't get bank accounts. You know, all men could get a woman because it was survival. We didn't have a choice. So it's not like Rufus wasn't down the street with Berta Dean. It's just Berta Dean didn't have a Facebook page to post the dinner that she made for Rufus. So you know your man might have been somewhere, but it wasn't in your face. It was a different time. That time has changed because women now, we're able to have voices, we're able to have jobs, we're able to support ourselves. So dating has changed. Women are doing well in the financial category. So when you have all those things in a mix, also with social media, that's really.
That I have to disagree. Women are doing overall well in the financial sector. And if we're talking about women, are we talking about a certain group of women, a certain race of women, or women entirely? This system has been laying off, removing, and importing jobs through artificial intelligence. Because most of the jobs most women do are simple jobs, meaningful tasks that technology could do and replace regular labor, for those that don't know. So I'm not sure what she means by that. Yeah, I don't know what she mean by that. That she's going to have to quantify that. But you see, we deal with a woman that is not well versed in the environment she's in. Hell, she's not even well versed of what's going on in society. She's probably speaking by herself, but not speaking about the whole of what things going on. Anyhow, let's come back. Let's continue.
The game changer, because you could be in Atlanta and like your wife could be in Texas. That's literally what happened from my show. The first year, and literally like the first week, I had a guy that came on. He was living in Charlotte. Again, it's international, worldwide. There was a girl living in Miami that saw him on the show. He came on my show May 2nd. They got married the following year, May 2nd. They now have 2 kids together. And everyone that's met from my show, they would tell you, if it wasn't for this platform, we would have never met, because it launches you out to the world. It's one thing for you to see people in your face, but now you have a show to see people from anywhere around the world.
So what qualifies you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, you said, that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles. But I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them, which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to.
Yes.
Over a
6 years since COVID. It's 2026.
Over a 6-year span.
Yes.
When I have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field, that's my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple, from this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married, I may not have been divorced, I may not have had a fiance, but I've talked to...
Okay, can I jump in, not to cut you off? What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
In a relationship.
So I've been in relationships, I'm single right now, but what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
The conversation...
Because that's the whole purpose of you going on your damn show. To look for a mate and eventually create a long-term relationship or get married. What's the purpose of going on your show and your viewers not looking for marriage? I'm kind of confused here. Can anybody explain this? Let's keep going, man.
Yes.
Question was asked, why should people listen to you? Everyone builds a reputation. You can be the person that shows up or the person that talks big. What kind of reputation do you try to have? Your reputation is built on experiences.
Vitable.
Product. Compounded drugs are permitted.
It's commercial, guys. See now how a commercial is. All right. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share the stream. It's something I can't control, unfortunately. I wish I could, but you know how it goes. All right.
I would say this, you have the free will. You don't have to listen to me, right? I'm not the kind of person that says you have to live by what I say, but I can back up anything I say. So you could not tune into the show and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have you people should listen, they have to listen. What I'm saying is I could give you information that I know is vitable and could change your life if you want to hear it, if you want to receive it.
So when I hear certain people in these type of dynamics, I've talked to Dr. Bryant, I've talked to...
Shout out to Dr. Bryant.
My man from tonight's conversation, I've talked
to
Ace Metaphor,
yes.
Correct. I've talked to Dimitri Wiley, a guy who's an influencer who speaks.
I know all those 3 people.
Yes, and it's so many different doctors.
Right.
And when I have these conversations, it's almost a head scratcher because what I speak about personally is through my experiences. No, I have not been married. Okay. No, I have never been engaged or engaged to a person. but I've dated a lot of women. I'm not proud to say that, but that's just my experiences.
Right.
So giving a viral clip, giving something that you may have heard from me, this is not what I've observed other people to do. This is my life.
Right.
I've been exposed to so many different types and different women that I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to get a different kind of dynamic or understanding that this is what women are expecting from me. Sometimes I'm able to give that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I can be emotionally available, sometimes I'm in my hustlers phase and I can't. So when I talk about relationships, it's not to say that I'm a guru, I'm just giving you my expertise of what I've been through. So now flipping it back to, you know, how we get to this particular part, it's like, there's a lot of questions that come from a conversation in this type of magnitude. It's like, well, you know, she talks to singles and it is her show. It has an amazing platform and it is entertaining. Above all, it's entertaining, you know, just to, you know, step into people's lives and worlds and to realize what the expectation is. But at the same time, when you do that, you now become susceptible to questions from people who have experienced certain things, whether married or in a relationship or not, given the fact that you're not married or you're not in a relationship. And
well, I'm not in a relationship right now. I have been in relationships, okay? A couple things. I hear what you're saying. I don't walk away from it. I stand on a married person could not be successful with hosting my show. The show is called Kendra G Singles. It's on brand. And third, of course, I have life experiences that help me. I have a life experience that really helps me understand a man in your position. My show has allowed me to hear other people's point of views. And what I've learned from my show is you can't really, dating advice is not one size fit all. It's different dynamics for different people for 1,000 different reasons. So before my show of talking to 16,000 people, I was like you. I could only speak from my point of view. Now what my show has allowed me to do is talk to people who have a different lifestyle, have different desires, different wants, different circumstances, come from different areas, and it gives me a better assessment.
I think let's speak on what we know to be true. That's what you've heard personally.
Well, how do you think, okay, let me ask you this. When you read a statistic, how do you think they collect the information?
Yeah. But if I'm only giving you things that I've experienced, if that's what you heard, let me rephrase that and say,
that's what you said.
I can give you my experiences and experiences of others.
And that's the same thing well, then we're doing the same thing. Because I can give my experience and I have 16,000 other experiences I can share. Yeah. So who do you think?
Yeah, but what do you mean 16,000? You mean throughout the years you've been doing this, a total of 16,000 people that came on your platform, either IG or YouTube live, and they all claim and have success and made it with the people or made it with someone outside the platform. Is that what you're implying, Miss G? Because last time I checked, you only had like 2-3 marriages, maybe 4. And that is almost as equal or as qualitatively equal as Kevin Samuels getting people married through his advice. And he's not a dating coach, for those that don't remember. If you go back to Kevin's streams, he tell one caller that he has like 2-3 married, 1 that's proposed, from what I remember. So it's almost the same. And he only been doing that for less than a year and a half. You've been doing this for almost 4 to 6 goddamn years. And all you could amount to having is only 4 people out of that group got married. Out of 16,000 people? Is that what she's saying? That's not an accomplishment. That is subpar. I'm just saying, because with that amount of people, and you have more than Kevin, and all you come out is only have 4 married people out of 16. Do you guys understand or see what's going on here, the games here? And I always question the quality of marriage. Who are they getting married to whom? Are these men and women at around 30 or even go as far as 20, 30 years of age getting married? Or are these who that is older, that's like in their late 40s, upwards of 50s that get married. I need more detail. I need you to quantify who is the age group that's got married on your show. And I think a lot of people that was in the comment section were not really questioning should start questioning that. Because now you got to quantify that, sweetie. And now I want y'all to think on that one. Think long and hard. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Let's go.
Is capable of having this conversation.
If I'm taking relationship advice, I want it, me personally.
Yes.
I prefer it to come from somebody who's been in a relationship or.
I've been in a relationship. I'm not in one right now. So we have to be current in a relationship. I mean,
I would want somebody, if I have expectations to be, let's say, married. If somebody had, me personally, if somebody hasn't been married, it would be hard for me to receive what they're telling me.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. If I was married and my husband was in jail, but I'm married, would you value that advice?
You're married, so yes.
Okay, well, that's where we differ. So what I've learned is just because you're married doesn't mean you.
I'm sorry, I will not validate that. I would question you're picking as woman and the character qualities of who you're picking. Why is your husband in jail? See right there, this is where Cam is not paying attention closely to the words he's saying. She said, if I was married and my husband's in jail, does that give me any? No, I would give you, not only I would not recommend it, but I would have to question what your man gone jail for. So no, that I would not accept. He better be doing something that is for the sake of, how can I say this? Protection of you and his own family. That's why he's in jail. He had no choice. But if he's on jail for some goofy, dumb shit, yeah, baby, that's not gonna fly. I'm sorry. That will not fly. I just want people to notice that. Let's go.
You are capable of giving me advice because people get married for the wrong reasons every day.
Well, you just gave one example. It's many
no, but I'm
other
giving
examples.
one example because we're talking about the disclaimer of marriage.
Can I ask you this?
Yes, you can.
Do you have plans to be married?
At this stage, marriage now for me is a business, right? Like I'm 46 years old, very happy to be. I'm not 20. So I'm at a stage where if I were to get married, it's deeper than love. I could be in partnership, committed relationship, in a dynamic without the marriage certificate. It would have to align so much for me to get married now because I have too much business at stake to think about.
Given what you said,
Yes.
right? Do you have visions to be in a committed relationship?
If it makes sense. Like if I've been in relationships and at times it made sense. It was healthy and then it's not healthy no more. I support this. I would tell a person to be single and in a healthy relationship with yourself. I'm not gonna just be in something to please society's version of what they think.
Which is fair.
I think that that's the issue that's going on. And I support marriage. I literally do, but everybody is not supposed to be married.
We're not talking about everybody, Kendra.
Well, I know, but
I'm specifically talking to you.
You're okay, specifically talking to me. I would do marriage if it made sense in all ways.
Okay, so my next follow-up question,
Yes.
which I was trying to ask is, would you continue to do your show, Kendra G Singles, if you were to find the right person?
Of course.
Because now...
yes, of course, but we are expanding. I have a new host, shout out to Tron Maurice.
Yeah.
I am adding hosts because we're just growing, but I'll always, I'm the face of the brand, so I'm always gonna be affiliated.
So that's what, but the reason why I asked that
Right.
is your words.
Yes.
You do not think a married person can host the show.
I did say that.
That's why I asked.
Right.
Do you have plans to be married? And if you were to get married, do you still have plans to...
Okay, good question. That's fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Bro, you
I'll
over
give you
here
that.
got your...
No, I got you. I'm gonna give you that one.
Damn.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
over
He had
here,
an alley.
like,
He
I'm
had
not
an
trying to
alley oop with that
attack,
one. He
like,
had an alley oop with that one.
If you
Let me
just answer the questions and not take offense to it, because
Right.
I feel like you got your gloves on right now.
Well, I think
I'm just
that-
trying to have a high value conversation.
I don't like high value. I don't.
Well,
subscribe.
we trying to have a conversation that people
Yes.
can appreciate.
Right.
And it's okay, and I will preface
Right.
this. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Absolutely. Let me say this, touche. You did your one with that one. When I say that a married person can't host my show, a lot of times married people come in with their version of marriage, right? Something might work for you. I respect it. I love it. Most of my friends are married. I respect it. I love it. But I'm unique in what my mission and my purpose is. We kind of went past it, but I was engaged.
Okay.
And I went to college, met a wonderful man. We dated, did the thing that they tell women to do. Go to college, get your MRS, met a wonderful guy. We ended up getting engaged years after
What's
college.
MRS?
MRS, your missus. MRS.
Oh.
So instead of going to, there's a saying, instead of going to get your doctorate, go to college to find your mister, so get your MRS.
Just to preface that,
I know
PhD,
you don't know nothing about marriage, child. That part,
MBA,
allergic to that word.
But you go to college to get a PhD?
No.
So when you said MRS, it's like...
Well, let's talk about it. There's plenty of girls that go to college in order to meet their husband. Okay. That's a real thing. They're going to college, they're trying, and most people do kind of get married at time in college.
It happens outside of college too.
It can happen outside of college too, but that is also a goal. So what I was saying is, it wasn't necessarily my goal, but that's what happened. I was in a relationship, amazing man, we got engaged. One rule that we made, which I'm so happy we made, is we would never get divorced. And having that rule made me not think about 26-year-old Kendra G. I had to think about 90-year-old Kendra G, because I'm gonna do this and there's no out. And I feel as though if more people went into marriage where we're not getting a divorce, they would do what we did. And we took it really serious. And one of the things that we learned was we had love, but we had different life plans. At this time, I'm early in my radio career. I'm making $7 an hour. He's an electrical engineer, career way more promising than mine, right? And what normally happens when a woman gets married, normally you conform to the man. That's usually how it works. The woman pretty much suppresses her dreams and you follow the man. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I support whatever works for a person, but I have a purpose and I couldn't give up my dream. And I decided to pursue the things that I wanted to pursue. And then we did not get married. And along this journey, I've dated men. And, I work in the entertainment industry. I'm a radio host around all these successful men, but it didn't always align to marriage. And that's fine, because my journey is my journey. And I think that women, just like guys, have the ability to go off and make something of themselves. Like, I never hear anybody say, 50 Cent got all that money, but he ain't got no wife. I've never heard a man say that. I actually hear men say he better never, why would he get married? He shouldn't even get married. It's almost like men will tell other successful men not to get married. Well, if men don't want to be husbands, how are women going to become wives?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Hitch. I'm glad you asked, because not with data, but in practicality, most marriage in the United States don't survive 10 years. And depending on the race of the woman, you're lucky to get even 5. A man knows that he has value in himself and what he brings to society. He worked hard to build the money and try to attain some form of wealth for his own hard work. The last thing he wants to do, which is already shown proven, that's why you don't see when people that have make millions of dollars, it might not be something, they might pay off somebody, but that's nothing. And if we go for, there are a lot of actors that are not married like that. I can name only one and maybe some more come here, like Leonardo DiCaprio. He is 50, going 51 years old man. He only met women that's 18 to 24, 25, from what I'm hearing. Do you think, as a man that amount of money and wealth he has, do you think he will settle down now? No. Why is that? Because he knows him settling down, that woman will not only act right, but is a sure off bet that he's going to either divorce her or she's going to divorce him in less time and get good portion of his wealth or his money, resource, So like him and many others, they avoid this problem by not going as far as married. They'll be in relationships with you. Oh yeah, they'll still get some relationship, but over a long run, they're not looking to put a ring on and lock you down permanently, because there's no such thing as permanently with Western women today. They get in and get out. They're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're not invested in nothing. And if you try to put them through a test, you could see why they're not invested like that. All right. All right, let's keep going. And make sure I hit like button, share stream.
Like, two things can't be true. And why are we having this judgment? I feel that. And I understand I'm unique because I host a single show. So I understand it's relative. But I think overall, there's like an attack against single women who may be successful. And the narrative is you have it all but a man. And sometimes we need to say, thank God. Maybe that is why I'm successful, because I don't have something holding me back. Every man is not a blessing. Some men truly are nightmares.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. Man, listen, I've seen your content.
Yes.
All right, and you bring singles to the table and
Yeah.
ask them relative and important questions,
Right.
right? So since we're on Funky Friday,
Yes.
I am going to flip the script and
Yes.
ask you the question.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay.
Do you want children?
If I align with the right person and it makes sense. I'm like most girls, you grow up with Cinderella story, right? And it's like, oh, I'm gonna meet Prince Charming and we're gonna have children. I never wanted to have children during my radio career because the thing with radio, it's very like, it's very unpredictable. Like I've got fired, like every 4 years I'm moving to a different city. And I remember I had an amazing job in Philly and then I ended up moving to Atlanta where I actually met you. I hosted your, Lakeview retired night for Cam Newton night.
Westlake.
Yes, Westlake, Westlake. I was working at V103 at the time. Wow. But before I ended up getting promoted to the morning show, I was part-time. I had to, even though I was big time in Philly, I had to work my grounds in Atlanta. And I was staying with a friend, and I remember I stayed in this like extra bedroom, and I had an air mattress. And I remember laying down, and I was like, if I was a mother, I would be out of this career because I would not be able to make that decision because I would have to make, I feel as though if I bring a child in this world, everything is second. The child's first. I made that decision. And if my dreams, if they can't align still, but I have to feed that human and nothing's gonna trump that. So I didn't wanna set myself up in that dynamic unless it made sense. And I feel as though, to me, a woman having a child is more of a commitment for her than marriage. Because if you're a good mom, you're gonna want your child to be around the father. So you're directly creating a life with a person who may or may not become your husband. So for me personally, I will only have children if it aligns. I'm older, I froze my eggs. I 1000% support all women. I would say it 1,000 times. We're in a different space. Women are working. They're waiting longer to settle down with a particular person. This will give you the opportunity, if you want to become a mom one day, by freezing your eggs. Because it is true. There is a clock, right? And if you don't freeze your eggs, you do got to, make that decision at a certain period just because of biology. But freezing your eggs gives you a chance to say, you know what, this wasn't the right choice for me. This isn't the right guy. But if I don't meet the right guy and I never become a mom in that way, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Can he have children?
So here's the deal on that.
Unfortunately, this chick answer the question. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, chat, and make sure if my volume's good, let me know, guys. If you can't hear me, let me know. Let me know in the chat room. Make sure you subscribe and give me feedback. Oh, one other thing I do want to say about this freezing eggs. Kendra G, you might be able to freeze your eggs, but the normal population of modern Western women today, and we gotta be honest, they're modern, don't got the money, the time, or energy to be taking their eggs out their body and put it in incubators. And personally, to present it to a man today, a man gonna look at you as weird. The reason why I say it, because one, he's gonna know that you didn't prioritize relationship. Hell, you're not prioritizing being married and having kids. To even think about saying, I'm gonna take my seed and put it in a frozen egg. It sounds weird to me. It's weird, very weird. I don't think no man is comfortable knowing that the woman he's dealing with, she can't have children naturally. Just saying. All right, let's go.
I don't mind one, maybe two. I don't think I could do past two. But because I'll take that way. If he was a married man, you know, I'm 46 now, right? So if he's married, he came from a woman, they had 3 children, something happened. Like, I'm not gonna be pinholed to that. I can't date a man with 9, Cam. I'm out.
Have you ever been approached by a guy
I've been approached. Let me tell you
that
something.
has 9 kids?
I've been approached by a man that had 4 kids. I've been approached by a man that had 7 kids. I had approached by a man that had 8 kids. First and last date. I can't do it. And I'm not mad at anybody that can, but that's a lot of energy you have to take in, because here's how I do feel. If I'm taking you, I'm taking.
Not really a lot of energy. Is you gotta be a step mommy, baby. You have wasted your precious year. So the only end result you have to look forward to is being some man's stepmother to his kids. And that's cool, that's fine. But the problem is the reason why you don't like that position, because and now is make you have to be, you know, the side or the main or wherever position you are with that man. And it's not him and his time gonna be always investing in you. And that's one thing a lot of women don't like. And that's one of the things they don't want to deal with. Overall though. But yeah. Anyhow, make sure you guys like the stream, share the stream. All right, let's go.
All of you. So it's not just about the 9 children. It's about the mothers of the children. Yeah. They might have a cousin, and now, you know, oh, you know, he was over Kendra G house, and it's a lot that comes, because I do feel as though if you sign up with a person, you sign up for that person. Yeah. So what they come with is what you come with.
I do think you're projecting a little bit.
Projecting in what way?
It's that the example that you gave was, that ain't my mama.
That the kids say?
Yeah, like I don't like one of them kids ain't gonna like me.
You think that all 9 kids are gonna like your new girlfriend?
Well, as the adult, there's certain things that you instill in your children as respect.
Yeah, but you can't control your children.
Who can't?
The children is a human. They have the right to be themselves. So
under my house, you have to understand.
So you think for them?
Parents, yes, you have to.
You can have so this is what I feel as though is this. You can teach your children respect, right, but their emotions belong to them.
Yeah, and this is why, this is going back to the first question.
Okay.
It's like, you're telling me how a children is supposed to be raised, and you don't have children.
But I was raised as a child. What does that mean?
No, I understand that, respectfully. Mm-hmm. This is where I check out.
But real quick, I'm not telling you how to raise children.
Yeah, but we're having a conversation about so your children don't think on their own. I'm telling you, hell no, they don't. Not while they're in my house. Because if it's up to my kids, they're eating Skittles every night. They're eating gummy bears every night. And certain things is to say, like, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to eat this because it's nurturing to your body. And that's a food example. Mm-hmm. But you're saying that you want to stay up and play video games all day, but we have to work on your literacy. You may not want to read your book. You may not want to go to tutoring. You may not want to go to school. But hey, yes, I'm thinking for you. I'm telling you that, no, I'm not negotiating with you. You're not staying in this bed, sweetheart. You're not staying in this bed. So I'm thinking for you because I'm 36. You're 6. I'm 36. You're 8. I'm 36. You're 20.
So let me say, I agree with all that. So we were talking about your children's emotion with a new romantic interest. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. So you're right, I don't have kids. But when I was a kid, there's a moment my parents were not together. Okay. No matter who my dad had, she wasn't my mama. No matter who my mother had, he wasn't my dad. Okay. So yes, I have.
All right, before I continue, let me acknowledge the chat room. Let me see what's going on. Let's see who's here. All right, what's good? What's good? Dollar Diesels writes, you can tell Kendra G isn't used to speaking in complete sentence. She used to speak slang or AAV. You know, I never noticed that. Doc Zizels, I didn't notice that. Well, you know, she is a Virginia chick. She's actually born, well, she was born, they say she was born in Connecticut, but she was raised somewhere else. But yeah, she gives off a Midwestern vibes. So I agree with that. Kim is more articulate than her. Oh, of course. Do you know? And you know what I should do? I should do this. Well, I don't know if you guys could see it through this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull up. It's good for you mention that. It's good for you mention. Let me pull up the comment section of this interview. You'll be surprised the dumb ladies that were on the comment section of the interview. 1 second. I'm gonna display as I find the original video and put the comment section. Let's go and see if you guys can read it.
To be respectful, but don't get it twisted. I'm team my
Oh,
parent,
yes.
no matter who y'all dating.
Oh, if you guys feel so inclined, you can hit the super chat. I don't know if you could hit on here because this is the phone. If you like to donate and support the channel, I will surely appreciate it. Anything of what you have, confirm it to the channel, I appreciate it. Let's go.
And that could have been, and here's the deal. And maybe that wasn't right, but that's just how I was as a child. So everything you just said was, you know, things you should do as a parent. But we're talking about a different emotion. I'm talking about a child having to resonate, and I'll use me, Kendra G, as a child. I will be respectful, Dad, to anybody you date, but she's not my mother. And I'm always gonna ride and love my mother more. And that's what happens. So I hear what you're saying, but I can't speak from that.
Yeah, but what I would say
Yes.
off of experience
Yes.
is that when Jazz came into my life,
Yes.
and I have the ability to, like, my son is here,
Hi, son.
right? Jaden. And I'm not going to make this awkward, but she never wanted to be his mother. She wanted to be a mother figure in his life as an extra, as a bonus person, right? But there never was a time to say, hey, call me mommy or I'm your mom. She had too much respect for Lorena. Jazz has too much respect for Kia and vice versa. So when you're starting to bring in other individuals, it's up to the adults to navigate that situation and work together. And that's where I've learned to say, hey, I'm dating somebody, Kia. I'm dating somebody, Lorena, and I'm thinking about introducing them to the children. So yes, a lot of people may look at me and say like, oh, it's giving too much, it's giving never could, never would. But there are certain principles and bylaws that I do value, and it's respect for other people's emotions. Now, if they give me the green light to say, yes, it's okay. Matter of fact, can I speak to her just so we could get on the same page, because I need to let them know or let her know you're not the kid's mother. Will never be. And when you have those kind of direct conversations, what will come from it is it will take a village, right? And understanding that we may not have worked, but we will always work together.
Right.
And as adults, that's what you learn. So when day one had, hey, I'm Jazz, you can call me Miss Jazz. And those relationships kind of grow and build, and you have respect in the presence and without being in the presence of the other parent. You say, hey, I'm not your mom, but you can use me as a resource, as a mother figure in your life. That may be verbally expressed directly or indirectly. You just keep showing up. It's like, hey, if it comes a time where I have to take you to tennis practice, if I have to take you to football practice, we're around each other so much, and I'm not his biological dad. He didn't come from me. But the fact that we've been around each other and there's things that I have to tell him, it's like, son, I'm here for you, bro. And I'm here on the premise to let you know I'm not trying to control your emotions. I want you to be emotionally aware, but able, as you get to your age of 20, son, you got to be a man. So if you're going to come to me, you got to come correct. I'm not going to sit up here and allow you to talk to me any different than I expect you to talk to your mother. It's respect all there. Or your biological dad. I don't have no competition with that. I just keep showing up with a pure heart, knowing that, hey, this is my expectations for you. Tell me your goals so I can hold you accountable to them. Tell me what you want out of life and I can hold you accountable to that. And if anybody else's experience with having a bonus parent, a step parent, or another parent, I can't speak to that, because I know for my children and the mothers of my children, it's all respect. And it's never been a moment in time where I've allowed my children that has been in my house, biologically or not biologically, to ever utter the words, you're not my mother. Because that will be the day I will remind you Who do you think you are? So, yes, I think for my children. I think my children need me to think for them because I believe in protection. I believe in provision. I believe in showing up in disciplinary ways that if I don't do it inside my house, I would hate for the world to have their way with my children. So for at least 18 years, I'm going to instill a lot of things in Cam Newton's School of Hard Knocks that may be traditional, may be unconventional, but it's my way. I'm giving the principles off of what was taught to me and what was instilled in me, and there's things that I may fall short of. One of them being, I never imagined my life to be what it is today, good and bad, to what other people may think. But at the same time, I can't cry about it. I only can make the most of it and try to instill the best version of myself into my children.
Can I ask some questions?
Please.
If I ever overstep my boundaries, you could totally tell me, nah.
See right there? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, because he is the ruler of the house. He must instill life lessons, make his children think. I'm not notion of he should be thinking for his children. He should be putting it in a way where their son daughters are able to think critically, and to always supervise their actions and reward punishment if necessary. That is the role of father. And these are the things that a lot of women, unfortunately, Miss Kendra G or any woman, try hard as hell to deny their children, because without order and structure, you have chaos. And women, unfortunately, in this society, loves chaos. And this proves why a lot of them don't be around men, involve men, or have their own baby daddies or husbands near the children. Now, she did overstep her boundaries. I'm hoping she's going to recant or bring some more, I guess, humbleness to this conversation. Let's go.
Do all of your children's moms get along?
Yes.
That's wonderful. I think that's great.
And I don't think I've ever said it publicly.
Yeah.
There's a respect there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as the intentions are there, that's all anybody ever wanted. And it's like, hey, what's your intentions around these kids? Like that's what everybody's concern was. Like, I don't even label, the help that I have as a nanny, because she's been so impactful to my life. The children's godmother has been able to navigate a lot of things where if the mother can't do it, and if I can't do it, and if my assistant or my family members can't do it, she is able to do it. There's a village, and I'm grateful to be able to have the resources to pay for or to compensate for making the most for 9 children. It's a lot, yes, but it's a lot of love too.
I think it's a lot of love, but then you brought it back to that. You have the resources to pay for it. Most people, and we talked about this earlier, they're not gonna be in your position in life, right? And I've learned this thinking about it from men. Some of the times when men will say, I don't wanna date a woman with children because I don't wanna have to deal with his father. And I wanna be able to set rules without somebody else's input, and that would be hard to do if I'm not the biological dad. And if I accept your child, I also have to accept this man.
Tell me exactly what you're looking for in a partner.
That's the thing. I'm not looking for a partner. Like, this is the crazy thing. I've never in life went out and like search, find me. I live and the guys just come. You call it Cap. I'm a person that I've always been a worker. I enjoy working. I enjoy putting an impact on the world. But I have dated a variety of men, and I have learned so much. Like, this is a true story. Many years ago, I would say situationship with an athlete. He had four kids. I think he had 4 kids, 3 baby mamas. And, I've always been a monogamous, woman. And I remember we got into it, and he said to me, I can never be with you because you're selfish and you want me all to yourself. And I was like, kind of gaslight, like in that moment, thinking this is crazy. But as I matured, as feelings definitely are gone, I can sit back and see his point of view. His point of view is, I like you, you rock, but I take care of 3 households. I take care of my mama's household. I got a house that my sisters live in. I can't be dedicated only to you in the manner in which you have, but I like you. So even in this crazy ass busy schedule I have, I would like to spend time with you if you want to spend time with me. What I had to do is say, I respect it. We want different things. You know, and those are the moments where I learned, like, you know, I think right now, every woman is still living in fantasy land when it comes to marriage. This is why I think I respect marriage. I like marriage. I think there's plenty of married people who I think it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Most of the married couples I like, though, well, I would say respect, they built together. Those are my favorite relationships. They met young and now they've been through the peaks and the valley and they're living great, but she was there when he was building or he was there when she was building. I think that people get hung up on marriage without thinking about all the things, right? And some people's lifestyles are just not set up to be a husband. Some people's lifestyles may not be set up to be a wife, but if that's what you want, retreat and retract right away. Because this is no offense. When I was dating him, what I had to recognize is the furthest this can go is me becoming baby mama number 4. I can't expect a man who has 3 kids that he did not marry any of them, and now I'm in his face, and I got the magical, you know, like he ain't never seen before, and now he gonna put a ring on it. That's just not being smart. Like, he's telling you who he is at the door. And this is please don't be offended. Please don't be offended. But I'm not becoming baby mama number 4 for nobody. Mm-hmm. Not for Michael Jackson if he was alive. Not a soul.
So you're not in a relationship?
In this moment, no.
Are you in a situationship?
No, absolutely not.
Why do you say no?
Because I think situationships are the problem. Because situationships connect you to a person, and I'm a person that, like, I'm like a monogamous person. I'm a monogamous woman.
So you're celibate?
I haven't had sex. You're right. I have not had sex since my last relationship. Exactly.
Do you care to share the time?
Yes, it's since about almost 2 years. Is it almost 2 years? We broke up. My last relationship ended in 2024.
Now, I hope Cap asked her some serious question. And for a woman who says she's not been having, I guess, intercourse for almost 2 years, people, listen. Regardless these women are fucking a man or not, they're playing with their box. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. Either you're getting dick or you're playing with false dicks. It's one or the other, baby. There's no way how you be, I guess, what's the word, celibate for months and months and even go as far as a year and you have not played with your kitty cat. Stop it. Most women nowadays got toys. They got those roses, those rubber phalluses, right? So when you make this stupid face, keep in mind, they might not be having physical touch or actual phallus in them, but they're having some toy phallus in them. Keep that in mind, Cam. You should be more better than this. You should be smarter, brother. You gotta be better than this. Gotta be better than this. Let's go.
That is, you know what's so crazy? I'm more shocked that you're shocked. I'm more shocked that you don't know more women. There's a lot of women that are not just out here having sex.
Okay.
You just don't attract these women.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, because now I could throw this
Wait,
iPad.
what year? Yeah, 2020.
I could throw this iPad to Mexico. Avocados for Mexico. I'm sorry, I just heard that commercial. Is it because of you or is it because of them?
Going back, no, I'll go back to the guy that I was just telling you with, because that was a situationship. And it taught me all that I needed to know because, you know, he an athlete, you know, he all the things, you know, he a young Cam Newton, he got all the things, he in shape, he got the money.
Wait a minute. Stop. Hold the press. Baby, sweetie, Miss G, I'm not sure how long you've been in a relationship with this man. If this if you want to call it a situationship, and I don't want to use this word. That word's stupid, but let's go there, sweetie. If you dating a so-called millionaire athlete, right? You think he sees you in the future of becoming a wife, and you are almost pushing 50-year-old woman, born 1980, roughly, and let's say he's 10 or even 15 years younger. And have y'all noticed a lot of these women, when they talk about athletes, Sam, you getting some young dick. You're getting pipe. He might pay for some things here and there, but you're getting pipe, baby. Stop it. You're not in no actual real relationship. This young dude, wherever the athlete name is, he is using you conventionally because you're being useful to the male group. You're not someone to take serious. Hell, you're not even worth having children with. So what is this I'm hearing that you talking about saying you're in a situationship? At 46, if your man's not 5 years or hell a decade older than you, that's what is in your future moving forward. No man's gonna put a ring on you and he has more and you have little. That is a formula for disaster. So I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry. So I don't go by it. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Race.
He got the attraction, but this is going nowhere. And I'm always going to want more than he can give me. What I don't like about situationships is you can get connected to a person that can never give you all that you really want. And it's not their fault because that wasn't the agreement, right? But we're human. And usually the situationship only works for the person who genuinely doesn't want the relationship. But it can also skew women because now you have this man that you can sleep with. And let's say he got money too, fly you to Spain and, for your birthday, like all these wonderful things. But that's it. Like he can't show up for you on your mama's birthday, or it's not going to grow to that. And now when a guy comes along that could marry you or wants to be there, but maybe he don't got as much money, maybe he's not as exciting. Your taste buds, he can't provide your taste buds because it's like, oh, you want to take me to Applebee's for my birthday? Like, I'm used to going to Mexico. I'm used to going to Paris. Like, to me, the situationship is dangerous. I think for women who want relationships, it is very fair to say, I only have sex if we're in a relationship. Some people say marriage, and that's one component, but I think it's fairer to say, no, so it's just me and you. Because also what I learned, going back to the guy that taught me this master class, because we weren't in a relationship, I learned something, right? Because, he's not my man, technically.
So you was a side piece?
I wasn't a side piece because there was no main piece. Like, he wasn't.
So he had multiple?
Yes, he was. This is.
But that's what comes with the territory. You are a piece, a side piece, or you are the main chick, but he has women on the side. That comes with the territory. I'm at the point now, I'm going to say this to a lot of men. Let me make myself bigger. I have to do this. I'm tired of this. I'm really goddamn tired of all this shit. If you're a man and you making real good money, it's better off you tell these chicks that you're dealing with that, yeah, we're something, but I'm going to have some women on the side. You cool with it? Y'all guys going to have to be more one with your approach now, because really, truly, these women are down to dealing with your situationship or dealing with the situation you have with you and her. But talk this dumb shit like in hot. And really, let me tell you something. Women are dumb. They already know this, but you gotta really tell them verbally because they don't really conceptualize it. They don't see it. They're dumb. Most women are dumb. You might have to tell them that directly. Now, the problem with this, and I know there's a problem with being honest of what is your intention with this bitch, but it's better to be intentional and just tell her what it is now, so that way you don't have to waste your time dealing with some women like this. Hell, she up here on the air with Cam saying that she feels that she might be a main piece, but she don't like being a part or dealing with the women that he has in regards to side pieces. I'm saying that is not your business or out of your control. If he was straight up front with you, most likely he might not have gotten to you, much as got into your little funky box. But at least, you know, when you deal with somebody that has more than you, like has more, he's gonna have some women aside. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I think it's come to this point now in the society. Now, a lot of men, in my opinion, are gonna stop playing around with these chicks. They're just gonna tell them what it is, and either they accept it or not. Anyhow. All right, let's keep going.
What I learned about being single, he was single. So single to men doesn't mean lonely, doesn't mean that they're not sexually active. It just means that no woman can claim me exclusively. But I'm single, I'm moving around. So he was able to do what he wanted to do. Mara, you don't agree with that? I want to pause before I go to the rest of the sentence. No, go ahead. I want to know what your brain was computing because I saw your eyes go up.
All right.
No, but I want to package this. So,
Dang, I was going to tell you what I was going to say.
oh, I'm sorry.
Typically, if you're not the main thing, then you're the side piece.
So that
I'm speaking from my experiences,
understand that.
and I'm speaking from the experiences that I've witnessed. So if I ask a question, is like,
Right.
were you the side piece? Hell no, I wasn't the side piece. But nobody was the main piece. But any man always has the one that he invites for Thanksgiving. He has the one that he's going to go with that's preferred on trips. Hey, if we are going to a ball and I have a +1, I'm going to bring somebody. Hey, if it's Valentine's Day, hey, if you weren't that, then it's given. Side.
I could see what you're saying. The reason why I still retract, because okay, I did spend Valentine's Day. I don't consider myself main piece. I spent time with his mother, still talk to his mother to this day. So I know what you're saying, and I'm not being offended if I felt that it was that.
Okay.
It was, to me, this is why it was so complicated, to be quite honest. Because there were a lot of things that we would do that would fall into a relationship category, but it's still not a relationship. And to me, it taught me this. If it's important, for me, it taught me that I need to have a clear title so I can check you. Because I can't check you if we don't agree. I can't bring something to you like, yo, so you was talking to so-and-so, or I heard you was so-and-so. That's why I don't like situationships, because it's literally fair game.
So I got two things off of that.
Yes.
Number one, what's more important, the title or the feeling?
More important is the commitment.
No, that wasn't an option.
The title or the feeling.
Yes.
The title, absolutely.
Okay.
But the title will come with the feeling. Why would I have a title if there's no feeling?
No. See, you're trying to compartmentalize. Try to
So you're saying,
like what's more important? It's the title or the
Right,
feeling. I can
right.
give you an example.
Give me an example.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that may have the title of main, as fiance, as married, as girlfriend.
Right.
But then there's somebody else that has a feeling that's like a situationship that's like, yo, like, hey, whatever. Or you can flip it and say, hey, I have a person that I've known for a long time. We don't even know what to call this, but I feel so strong about our connection that I just don't know or am mature enough or able to verbalize my feelings. But at the same time, we don't have no title.
If that works for them, they should rock out. That wouldn't work for me, because you got to remember, I'm talking about experience, right? So there was no title, there were feelings, there was no hiding. You know, I was doing a lot of things, and that's why you get confused, because wait a minute, I'm not your girl, but I'm doing a lot of girl things, and I have these feelings, so let's retract and not be intimate.
But I would challenge that, and this
Okay.
is like the 1A, this is not the second part,
Okay.
but I would challenge that because any person who has a feeling, it's always respect behind that feeling. It's like, if I really want to see this person, like, I'm going to make it a way for me to see this person. You see what I'm saying? So dare I want to see that person and not give them the respect to say, hey, I don't like this about you. Hey, I don't like that. And yes, you may not have the title, but I do consider it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, can I jump in with that? I think that only works in the person who doesn't want the relationship. And normally that's the man. And this is the reason why.
And this is off of the 16,000 that you've observed.
Yes, because out of the 16,000, there's a lot of women that call in, right? It's going to be majority women because women really want, the Cinderella story. They want the Prince Charming. They want to be married. They want the fluff, right? So what happens when you get sexually intimate and you don't have the title and there's no clear understanding, the woman's feelings come to a man who she's not in a relationship with. And now she's trying to figure out, and sometimes, believe it or not, and you can tell me this from a man, sometimes after sex, men are not as into it.
There's two things that happen after sex.
Okay.
Either you become more closer or you get more far away.
Okay. So
you go from pointing finger, middle finger, close in some situations, or in other situations, you become a pinky and a thumb and you separate.
But is that on both accords? Because at times I've seen it where the man might detach, but the woman now wants it more. So now, and most women don't want to bust it wide open for different men all the time. So she might even work at it harder just because they had sex, right?
I've seen situations where men have got the draws, and it was like, bro, I ain't heard from her since. It's some cold chicks out here. Not cold as in like a bad thing.
This is why I hate situationships.
But
because
my next question, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but my next question was, let's say you are dating or a man does approach you. Do you feel comfortable with dating him if he makes less money than you?
Yes. I mean, a lot of people are going to make less money than me, Cam. I'm not broke. Cheers.
Which is commendable.
Right.
Because I think oftentimes when I hear this is not a man versus woman thing, you have to understand what comes with what you're asking.
Oh, no, I know. Let me tell you something. Most men I've ever dated have a lot of money, and it also came with a lot of pain. Like, yeah, there's perks, but I'm not the woman that preaches online, find the man with the bag. I would tell you to figure out how to get the bag for yourself first, because then you can date in a healthy stance. But going back, this is why I was talking about marriage earlier. Yes, I can absolutely be with a man that made less than me. I wouldn't marry a man that made less than me, though, because that's the business component. And I'm not, you need to have what I have in the bank or more for me to marry. But
so you'll have a situationship with the person.
No, we could be. Well, aren't you? Are you in a situationship?
No, I'm in a relationship.
Exactly. So why?
There's difference. Cam is in relationships. You're in situationships, baby, because you can't get the man you want. So if you're dealing with any man that's most likely young, that's how most women are when they're in their 40s. They're getting young dick. They're getting piped down real good, like real good, real good. And after a while, the boy pulls up his drawers and goes home if he has a house. Just saying.
Why is it marriage or situationship? We could be in a committed relationship. We could be like you and Jazz and just not married.
There's a lot of things people don't know, will not even understand, or will ever get the eyesight or the visual to understand about our relationship.
No, I get that. But you're saying right now, I said I wouldn't marry him, but you said situationship.
Yeah.
No, we could be in a relationship.
But I think...
We could be in a relationship. Why is that hard?
I think what's hard is you've planked the relationship way before it ever...
Where did I plank it?
You said you could never marry a person. You could be with a person.
Yes.
I mean, like, you could get in a relationship, y'all could have a good time, do a rendezvous, cool, give you a thrill, whatever. But it's going to plank because you know he's not financially able to do the things that you're able to do. So therefore, you're not going to marry him.
No,
even if he wants.
That's not the reason. This is the reason. When men sit in this seat, again, in my seat, in a seat of finances, you invested in your own company, you have assets, more men they encourage that man. Don't get married. You got too much to lose. Don't get married. Date, but don't get married, because if she leaves you, she can get half or whatever your assets.
Oh, so you know a difference, baby. You do know what you're doing. So you know what it is, why men lose or either take advantage or whatever you want to call it lose what they get because most women are not invested. You're starting to understand the reason why most of these men don't really go all the way in. Even Cameron Sam was always harp and advocate most men to get married for much bigger reasons, but he's not gonna tell you to get married and be a sucker either. You get me? Because most women nowadays, they use what is called sex, the possibility of sex, or whatever, to reel in a lot of these dudes that are not really experienced. And I might have to really go into some solutions to that, because it's gonna come to a point now we're gonna have to really be solution oriented as men, because this is the problem why a lot of women like her think now like this, but men has always been fighting this for years, decades now, about the marriage piece. Oh, one thing, guys, y'all can hear me good? Let me know. Let me know in the chat room. Post in the chat room. Let's go.
So I'm a woman in that seat. And I'm saying simply the same thing. I have no problem dating. Because we're talking, you asked me about money. So when you talk about money, I have to talk about business,
Yes,
because that's what it is, right? Let me tell you something. Now, shout outs to Mary J. Blige, who is the queen of everything. She done all them songs, all them tours around the world, and Kendu got to get some of her. He ain't sang not one song on a boot on stage with Mary J. Blige. As hard as I work, you got me crazy if you think I would marry.
Now, you see, this is the dumb shit I'm talking about. They're using what Mary J. Blige or any other woman that has to pay out these men and don't really know the fucking situation. His manager is just not just a manager. He is the vessel that kept Mary J. Blige going. He actually is invested. He has done some in regards to projection of the growth of Mary J. Blige during the time they were together. So don't talk about some half-ass shit. That's like the same thing when we say about men shooting up, but these women, they're in gym shooting. And that is true, because the men have to build work their value. And most people just come in. And you want to still operate like that, where you want to keep all the money and don't even distribute, or whatever you want to call it, when you're in a relationship where you have more. Welcome to being a man, baby. Men go first every day, all day, every day. But y'all women want to come in and take resource and don't put in nothing. And I'm about to agree with Mr. Black that, yeah, these women going to have to show investment to this. There will be no half-ass work with these ladies. You're not just going to come in to stand pretty and then come into a man's life or wherever it is and then start taking away and giving less investment or less into it, but as well pull the plug and get some idea. No, those days are over. Those days are goddamn over. I don't care what anybody tell me. All right, let's go.
Marry a man, and then he would be up in heaven singing background with Whitney Houston. He would be in Michael Jackson dance classes. He would not be on earth with the money that I created. So I'm not setting myself up in that position, period.
So
What stops you from getting married then?
I'm working on myself.
What part?
Feeling comfortable to be married.
What scares you about marriage?
I said this time.
I know,
and time
because
again, Kendra.
but this is why.
But you see, Cam should never entertain this marriage question with this bitch. She's not getting fucking married. I want to tell her shit that, listen, that's not your concern. See, Cam is losing on live interviews when he interviews these chicks. We already hear your situation why you're not getting married. Why you need to keep telling these chicks? Because they know that the marriage contract today, as it stands, as it goddamn stands, really does benefit these women. I don't give what anybody tell me. If he don't want to get married, he don't want to get married. That's his business. What he has is good. He has a relationship with his baby mamas, and he did with Sharon. He's good. And if he doesn't feel like paying y'all bitches, that's his business. Straight. You better stay with him while you're in a relationship with him. Once he cuts you off, it's cut off. And that's how it should be. And I'm going to agree with the Saint about this. There should be no alimony. Hell, there should be no child support. Now, if you want to go that far. What the man provides, what he gives you, is when you're in a relationship in his vicinity, in his care. Anything less than, if you decide to walk away and step away from his care or his provision, wherever he could provide, you are on your own, like anything else in nature. That's the way how life goes. Sorry about that, guys. I had to let that go because I'm just tired of that. Let's go.
But can I say this? This is why I'm surprised, because I'm thinking you would have got me when I said it.
Yeah, but I still have a show to operate off of.
Oh,
There's
okay.
people that may not have ever heard of Cam Newton on the Kendra G single show.
Oh, go watch all the other interviews, child.
You see what I'm saying? But there may be people that watch Funky Friday that may not know who Kendra G is, respectfully. So that's why I asked the question, so that my audience can now understand how you think and how you compartmentalize certain things. So it's not to say why I don't believe in marriage or why I don't get married. I'm working on myself. I think I've been able to see relationships in a way that I've learned a lot from, good and bad. I'm the only one in my family that's not married.
Yeah, but you're also very unique from everybody else too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's things that I look at and say, we are operating as a married couple from what I've seen other couples kind of have. And it may be surface level, but it's giving a serious relationship that I really enjoy. And I think she really enjoys. I got to keep the embarrassment to a minimum these days. And therefore, is she worth it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there's things that I feel that I've never felt, but at the same time, there's other things that I'm still fighting by what I felt before. You see what I'm saying? And it's not the question why you can't or your views on certain things. And I'm here, I've created this platform, why we'll say it again. At the minimum, we can agree to disagree. And I know the comments gonna be beating down the door saying, girl, get him, get him.
That's not even my
Or
spirit.
I don't like, they're not gonna agree with you.
Right.
That's what content is. But the whole thing, as you know, as a genius that you are in creating content, the spicy stuff is what gets people to come back. It's like, I love the fact that you get to talk to new people, and we keep using this 16,000. I don't know how we got to it, but just tell me, like, what's the best thing about your job?
Ooh, learning the fact that we are all very different. And there was one time I had, so I guess it was like 2 years, maybe 3 years ago. So I had a woman who came on the show, and she was like, she had got divorced. I always say, like, well, why'd you get divorced? And then she said, because he said I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't attractive enough. And then I instantly felt like, I was like, I'm gonna give you a makeover. So she lived in Mississippi. I was like, I was living in Chicago at the time because I quit my morning show job in Chicago 3 years ago, and now I'm in California primarily with my company. But I was living in Chicago at the time. I was like, I'm gonna fly you to Chicago, my glam squad, we're gonna make you over to make you feel good. She was 40 years old. So I buy the plane ticket, and then she misses her flight. And I'm like, her flight was at 2:00. Pause, right there. In her 40 years of life, she never been on a plane.
Wow.
Never been on a plane. That's insightful because you on a plane every day. Like, you might go somewhere once a week.
Right.
Like, your lifestyle, when a person's watching, there's people who never been on a plane. Like, their world is their city, their block, their neighborhood. So when they give insights or thoughts, they're speaking, like all of us, from our own personal walk. So what my show has allowed me to do is understand other people that I would have never gotten without my show. It's like, oh, okay, I understand now because you're not moving anywhere.
Right.
So if you want to be with a man, it's only man in house A or B or C. Those are your only options, right? There's other women who got the world at their oasis. There's other men who got the world at their oasis. Also, I know that they say that men don't want to be providers. And I do want to say there are some good, solid guys that call in to my show. But sometimes they might lack height. They'll be a provider, but they own a home in Tennessee. You know, they're gonna come home and, you know, we got a regular life. I can't fly you every weekend out, but we're gonna have a regular life. I make a good 70K. And then sometimes the woman is like, I don't want that. It's not as exciting. So my show has taught me so much. That's why earlier when I was saying, I feel very confident in talking into this because I know so many different perspectives. And what it really always comes down to is deciding what's important to you. Before my show, I thought only men wanted threesomes. I've had women call in my show saying, we're looking for another girl. I wanted somebody else to add. I was like, so the women are the ones doing this? Like, it opened my mind to that we're very different and you have to find your tribe in dating, but also be responsible for your choices. Now I will personalize this. I know there's so much conversation at times when it comes to your girl I met her before. She's absolutely beautiful. I see why you like her. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's funny. Like, she's all the things most men would want in a woman, right? I don't think she should leave you. I think if y'all two are happy, when I hear you talk about her, I like the way you talk about her. So, and now you guys have 2 children together. And I also know, because I own the data, 75% of the women that are telling her to leave you would be in her bed the next day if they could. While she's packing, they would move in. Now, I'm not a part of that because I know me, right? But I could sit and look and say, if it works for you, I like it, I love it. But that wouldn't work for me. So then I focus on something else. And I think that's the space that I want to try to translate to get us to. Also, you know, I'm very team women. I love women, but at times it's very difficult to maybe give harsh truth. You know, I'll have women and they will speak with their chest. This is what I deserve. This is what I want. You got to come in the door like this. Oh, you got to be fine. Like all these things. And if a guy says, well, I want a girl that weighs a certain amount. Why aren't you worried about character? Girlfriend, you ain't worried about character. Before we get to character, he gotta meet all these aesthetics. And what I know is there's perks, but there's also pain. And the question is, which one weighs more? That's an individual conversation. Like, something might be toxic for me, might not be toxic for somebody else. And also, I also don't know what God is doing through those humans. You know, there's so many things. I remember when I was going through relationships and I was like, God, like what? But I could look back in hindsight and see how I became a better human for it, right? And I think earlier, we touched on this earlier, but I just want to I want to definitely make sure I say this again. Preference and value are different. Your worth, I don't care if you're overweight, 5 kids, 5 men, toothless, you are still worthy. Like you lose no value. If I have a $50,000 Chanel purse and I throw it over a river, I just lost $50,000. But if I throw a woman with 4 kids by 4 men, you know, and overweight over the purse, I'm going to jail. Because she still has value. She's a human being. And if we could translate value and preference, we could probably end this emotional war that is going on.
You're not end war anytime soon. If the men has been speaking and been let you know, either through verbally or their actions, they tell you on the average, especially black men, what really want. It is not hard. It is simple. Most black women like yourself make it hard. Now, in regards to big backs and the kids, to those men that love women that are big, right? Like really big, right? Obviously, you can't take them serious because standards are very low from the start. Let's keep real. Now, I don't expect these women to be model-ish, skinny as hell, that's under 120 and below. I would expect when you tell a black man, they would deal with a woman that is a size 6 average. That's over 135, even go as far as 140. That's fine for a black man. Black men will deal with that. But he's not going to deal with any woman that's going to be pushing 180. Hell, even over 200 some pounds. And for those dudes that find that to be attractive and say that she's thick, you could tell right the head, he's been trained and groomed by a fat woman, which is his mother, or he just been programmed to think that certain size women are more attracted to him. That's instilled into him. But most men that's mind is clear and is functioning healthily will not really accept no woman that is too fat. And I think why most women present themselves as fat, because they said this is what a man will accept. No, a man will accept you at a very much reasonable weight. And it has to be a normal weight. It could be a slightly above weight. 15, 20 more pounds more than the average weight of 120. Now, if you came in there in front of certain men at that weight, you try to maintain as best as possible. Don't try to go over it too much. And if you do go over, push for a 6. But never go beyond 6 if you always been maintain weight for years on years. So overall, I hope this really helped that part for clarity. Now, before Cam says something about this, I found a video here about her and Kevin Samuels that I have to play. I'm going to have to play. Let me play it right now. Let me go back. I'm going to share this. Now I ain't doing this, but I gotta do it anyway. And this goddamn video got no description. And it's ironic she turned off the comments. Ain't that something? Now, everybody that don't remember when they played a snippet about her and Kevin Samuels, this was on the cups of she had a conversation with Kevin back in when she did it. Oh my, this is 4 years ago. Matter of fact, yeah, that was 4 years ago. I did not know that. Let me do this, guys. Let me run this. And I'm going to continue playing this because I want dead air. Hold on. And I'm going to probably skip through this because $113. Okay, so let's skip this to 113. All right, here we go.
You know what I found myself in a situation that I should preface as well too. My experiences and the people that I've been around.
Right.
That's what I'm speaking off of. And the reality of it, when you do have conversations with said individuals that have counseled me, male and female, woman and man, I'm often reminded, like, Cam, bro, what you've experienced, not a lot of people have or will ever. So preface that.
Right.
The men that you've been around, hey, what you've experienced, that's typically the situation.
Right.
But in regards to that question, I should not have even put myself in a position to make people or women feel lesser than. Before we get out of here, there's a lot of similarities or comparables to, comparing you to the late Kevin Samuels. Was he right or wrong with his criticisms of men and women, or women?
The thing that I got to be honest, I did do a show one time. I got wind of Kevin when my show was already started. I was on Instagram. So I started my show April of 2020. I believe he was on YouTube by that time. Never heard of him. November of 2020, he had a clip that said average at best that went viral. and then it spilled over to the Instagram world. And this was a big video, and then he started doing lives on Instagram. We actually DM'd each other. I was like, I wanted him to come on my show, because by this time I was 6 months in, and I started learning, like, oh, there's a pattern to this. Like, oh, every woman feels as though she qualifies for this. Oh, every man feels as though he qualifies for this type of woman. So I wanted to partner. We did a couple of DMs. We did not connect. I ended up going on his show. This is what I would say. I think there was some truth. I went on his show and I said that. I've always said there was things that he said that I supported. The thing that I do not support is I don't support a woman.
Okay, we have a comment by Alpha, the first one, and he writes, she is 46 years old. Why are men even considering her for anything? The strange question I answered earlier, Alpha. A lot of men won't consider Kendra G serious. And the reason why is because she is beyond her prime and beyond her humbleness, respectfulness, femininity to a whole lot of men. The men that are above average or average men. So her dating history, and even to the point if she wanted to flex that she doesn't have intimate sex in almost 2 years, that is not something that you can hang your hat over, because you're not covenant by no man. Now the man you were dealing with, from what it said, and you're not really, and Cam there pressed this because I'm not sure if Cam has been paying attention to a lot of these content creators. Her man was a goddamn scammer, an African scammer that scammed a lot of people, and from what I'm hearing, scammed her for years. For maybe 1 or 2 years, maybe. And because of that, she knows where she's standing, who she qualifies as not someone of any importance that she could look up to. Oh, guys, please hit the like button. If you're watching the video, likes are free. Hit the like button. Likes are free. Hit the like button, please, please. So, really, truly, no man, to be honest with you, look at Kendra G as a person of seriousness to take seriously. Hope that answers the question. Let's go.
Woman having a man is better than no man. I would absolutely, Kendra G would tell you, have no man, get your life together, heal, become better before you go out to get another man.
But that's
let me finish this. Okay. And then also I felt as though, because when you say that, it means, and again, this might work. Now, I'm on record saying your dynamic wouldn't work for me, but I can respect if it works for y'all, right? Yeah. But I think it's unfair to do a scare tactic at times when it comes to, well, at least I have a man. Yes, he's doing this. Yes, he might have cheated, or whatever the case may be, but at least I have a man. No, honey. I would rather have nothing than something that is ruining my life. So that's where I think our messages kind of walked away from. And every man is not, just like every human's not equal, right? Every black woman's not every black woman's not equal, every white woman, every black man, all those things. But there's some men who feel as though because they're a man, that what they say goes, and they can get any woman and they have more value just because they are a man. Doesn't mean I don't want a man. It means like, okay, you're not the right man. So let me enjoy life, do what I gotta do, become better, and I meet more people.
But then that's where me, throughout my experiences of what I've seen, that's what get people every single time. That's not the man, or that's not the woman for me. And I had my partner, I'm like, bro, nah, I don't want to talk to her. Why you don't want to talk to her? Man, she don't look that good. And I then reiterated and say, what you think she see? Bro, you in some brogans, some old fear of gods. Like, you're not your best version of yourself right now, bro. So you're looking at an expectation of a woman to be fine and dandy, but you also got to see what she sees too.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of unrealistic, delusional people. And I'm speaking for the men. I'm like, dude, you ain't peak, and you won't peak. Or you know what comes with this type of woman. So when she says, hey, I need 50,000 to keep my lifestyle up. She's right.
For that woman.
And if you're not willing to pay it, guess what? Somebody is. So you can't say, oh man, she lame as hell for not. Listen, bro, she would not have said it or she would not have acted if somebody wasn't willing to do it.
Exactly.
She's saying like, listen, I'm not no average or this is what I'm expecting. So either you can provide it or step aside. And dare I speak about women on this, I only can speak about dudes, and dudes can get delusional to the degree where it's like, bro, my boy, come on, dog. Like, there's no way you can shoot your shot at this caliber chick. I see what she see. And I'm straight as ever, but I'm realistic too. I'm gonna take accountability. And I think oftentimes in relationships, people are not realistic. I oftentimes use that same kind of reality. I'm very big in the youth space. I'm very big in giving back my time, the most expensive thing to impacting kids' careers by using football. The thing that I always see high school kids do with their parents is go to an unrealistic school. It's like Georgia, University of Florida, Florida State, Auburn, Alabama, LSU.
This is a sports analogy.
This is a sports analogy.
Okay, so I'm going to be lost here, but I'm following you.
I can make it make sense for
gotcha.
you. These are major Power 4 universities where their budgets exceed 7-8 figures, right? If not more. You're not qualified as the look test to be a typical athlete that will represent that college or university. So why even waste your time? Oh, well, God got to call it. Okay, first off, don't play with my God, all right? And just being realistic, you don't pass the metrics test that most coaches go by. You're 5'8", all right? You run, you're not as fast as you could possibly be that other people have ran before. And they oftentimes use examples. Well, Tyreek Hill ain't that tall. You're not Tyreek Hill. And then now doing that into a relationship, given the comparable, it's like, you're not what that person is used to. And understanding that person has experiences that you may not match.
Right.
It doesn't make that person bad. It doesn't make you lesser than. It's just to say, hey, let's try to compare the two. And I'm just specifically talking to my men because it goes both ways. Just women do have expectations. They have preferences. And I love a round of spades and a cigar smoking, that fellowship. And there's, men that are single that's looking for a woman. And, we do have a good mix of different dynamics of people that come through the establishment. And I'm like, who piques your interest? And I'm like, bro, the same girl that you pointed at, 6 other men have already pointed at her.
Right.
It's a competition in surface level form. You may not be able to compete, bro. And that's not to say she lame. It's just to say you got to step your game up.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So in reality of relationships, when I pointed to it and say like that's the issue, it's because a lot of people are expecting better than what they truly are.
Yes, I agree. I feel like on both accords, and I think I'm happy you used a man's point of view in that statement, because every time when that example is given, it's always given in the woman's point of view of that statement, that the woman wants the guy. I think that what's going on right now is because of social media, we're all in everybody's business. We're in different worlds that we're not in real life, right? So just because you're in the comment section doesn't mean you're in that world, in the real life. And I want to speak from a Black woman, a dark-skinned Black woman. They don't want us to dream big, right? Take what you're given and you should be happy. And we're tired, and I'm doing all that I can to break that narrative. That's why I'm happy you said, that's why I joined the tech space, because I'm tired of, I'm not waiting for the man to provide me with the lifestyle. I'll go provide it for myself. And I would be very happy to do so. And I meet incredible men along the way. I tell my age all the time because to me, that's very important. As a 46-year-old woman, yes, there's men still outside. Yes, it's not over. Don't believe what the world is trying to tell you because they're living by the old rules. And I feel as though I would just encourage all people, figure it out for yourself, become the best version of yourself, and then you can attract the best version.
I have to do better with representing women as a whole, and I will.
Right.
And this is a step towards that. And I just find it.
So you had this platform to represent what again? As who as a whole? No, I think it's the woman's responsibility and other women that are trying to push back and put decency, respectfulness back into what is considered womanhood. To us, men, only thing is going to show and display the actually the fuckery of women. But I think it's so up the responsibility of women to really correct that, not us overall. We tell them what we want. We give examples. Either they carry through or not. But then it's going to be other women that have to check other women to fix that. Unfortunately, not us. And a lot of women refuse to do it because a lot of women want to stay inside. It is what it is. Let's go.
Where that's where I got to get better in 2026. It's like, I know it's not going to take, just voila, here we are.
Right.
But it's going to take time. I ask for grace. I ask for patience, knowing that my specific situations that I've been experienced to, not a lot of people have went through it. And for the people who have went through it, that's their specific situation. And, that's where we are. It's like I came with a lot of baggage.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked you in this. I really liked my experience with you. Yes, people, could you say, hey, get him? That's not my spirit. I like to have conversations to get a better perspective. In a woman's seat is one of the reasons why I don't have children if I couldn't marry the guy. Because it's so tough. The baby's forever, right? The baby's forever no matter what. Yeah. And to watch a guy that you potentially have a child with, because men get the grace to, learn better. Like, okay, this didn't work for us, right? And now I'm gonna move on, and now I found someone that works for me. But then it's like, women can't always move as easy, right? They don't have the opportunity to move as easy when they have the children, because now the new guy's gonna be like, oh, okay, how many kids? Oh, so it's like, and then now, and it's like, you're happy because you evolved and you met someone else. Yeah. So I think there needs to be a compassion for women when I say things like, no, I'm not, don't do situationship, because you might get caught up in something that might not be to your benefit. You have all the power right now before you have sex. Find out everything you can. Learn the person. And if you still want to rock with them after you learn them, do your thing, girlfriend. Don't complain, though, if it's something that you thought you didn't want to expect, because I do believe this. One thing I do respect about you is you are who you are at the door. You know what I'm saying? You're not lying. It's all on the table. Do you want to participate or not? And I think that if people are honest with themselves, because I even feel like with red flags, if everybody, women in particular, before it grows into something massive, there's always a sign early that you might have ignored or might have said, oh, this ain't that bad. And then you go on the next ride. And now you in Six Flags, honey. So I think self-accountability, yes. We talk about red flags. Sometimes you in Six Flags with all the rides.
No. We ain't no Six Flags. We're only one ride, baby. You know what ride you're on. If you're not sure, you're going to have to really start questioning things ahead of time before you jump on the ride or stay on the ride. It's solely dependent on you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Most men are going to be transparent on where this is, where it's going, but you guys see the signs as soon as possible, and really question the relationship. All right.
The cotton candy, passing all funnel cake, all of it. But you had an opportunity to leave after ride number 1 and you didn't. So I think another thing that will help is if you see a red flag, retreat. That's what helps me. Now I know myself.
What are red flags?
Anything that doesn't go along with what you want. What's a red flag? Literally, I'm trying to tell you, because I can say, red flag for me is you want to date other women. That's not a red flag for some women. Some women are very much fine with that. You know,
I'm gonna skip through that because I want to hear about her red flags. Fuck her red flags. Not that important to me. You get what you qualified. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me see. Where's the stamp? I'm about to wrap this up. Can't figure I heard enough of this nonsense. All right, let me fast one more time. All right. All right.
say I wish you the best and leave.
But you just say you better be at Denzel Washington.
Well, I'm like, yeah, if I'm what I was saying in hindsight is if there's a number 2, I don't know about it. And once I know about it, I gotta go.
Okay. Now, I got this question from the male group chat. Right? And
What these Negroes want.
who gets the most grace? Please listen.
I got
Please listen.
I got you.
And I want to hear from
Okay.
a woman's
Point of view.
point of view. Who gets the most grace? If a black man dates outside of his race versus a black woman dating outside her race, who gets the most grace?
Okay, the black woman gets the most grace
Explain.
because so first I'm gonna answer and then I'm gonna give my
ahead.
personal thoughts of
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Black women get outside the most grace because of numbers. See, the thing is this. Black men, you guys have numbers in your favor. There's so much quantity for y'all to choose from, right? Women cannot say the same. Although I will not, I have learned, and I'm gonna give the full story, I can't date a non-black man. It just doesn't work for me. I can't do it, but I do support it from the numbers component because there's so many black women that want to be in relationships with a certain type of guy. Okay, the black woman gets the most grace
Explain.
because so first I'm gonna answer and then I'm gonna give my
ahead.
personal thoughts of
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Black women get outside the most grace because of numbers. See, the thing is this. Black men, you guys have numbers in your favor. There's so much quantity for y'all to choose from, right? Women cannot say the same. Although I will not, I have learned, and I'm gonna give the full story, I can't date a non-black man. It just doesn't work for me. I can't do it, but I do support it from the numbers component.
What do you mean why you can't do it? It does work for you. It does work for you because these men are not picking you, or is because you can't handle certain things when you deal with other race of men? Because other race of men will hold you accountable. You know that, right? Hold on a second. Yeah, so you're going to have to explain that, sweetie. You're going to have to explain why is it a problem for you? Because I laid out. You go outside the fence, there's going to be a standard you got to hold with other race men. And not only that, you're going to have to, or not say after, he's going to have the desire to pick you to the point where he's going to look to see you more than just a fun thing. He might take you more serious to be a wife. And most non-blacks and most people in the chat room, if you subscribe to the channel, you can respond in the chat room, will agree. Black men are not favored to be picked over other groups of women. Because other groups of women, they will work with you to a degree. And they'll still give you hell, but they're more reasonable and lenient to work with you to a point. Black women doesn't want to seem to work with mostly any man or no man. If it's a non-black man, she might be more lenient to a degree, but overall, she's gonna be like a firecracker and all the labels, harlot, Jezebel, or even go as far as give that white man or non-black man a harder time a little bit more. And if everything plays right, she might want some out of the deal. Like she might divorce him or something. And most non-black men are not willing to part ways their resource and their energy with black women. But most black women, if you think about it, if they're not getting one the other, they'll get the mixed baby, which that's what they want at the end of the day. Because Mr. Igmore said it best. And you know what video I'm about to play, guys? This video never gets old, guys. It never gets old. He says it best. Here you go.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn
fucked up. That's why. Let's continue.
Because there's so many black women that want to be in relationships with a certain type of guy, and there's just not an equal amount of that man, right? So if there's black women that are like, I don't care, he has to make a certain amount of money, you must open up your pool to non-black men, because that's the only way you're gonna have more options of meeting a guy in that caliber. I think where we feel as black women at times, and at the end of the day, like who you love. Spend life with whoever you want to spend life with. But there's a plethora of black women that black men can choose. And when we see successful black men with non-black women, again, it's your life. Do as you may, because it's your choice. But we see that there's a black woman, family, all of that could have benefited, you know, from the success because you came from a black woman. She wants you from all of the essence that you got from.
Black woman came from somewhere else?
No, I'm saying black men. We're talking about the example of, because you asked me the grace. So the point I'm saying is when a black man becomes so successful, when the non-black women want you, they want you from all of the essence that you came from. And if you're a black man, you came from a black woman. Okay, now, that's where I was going to.
Coming from the...
It's not that the black woman or non-black women want the essence. They just, by default, like black men because we carry a certain, I don't like to use the word swag, is we bring something more to the table on the average. And some non-black women get lucky, come across a black man that's doing pretty well. And that he looks attractive enough and he'll do the so-called domestic things, like to call it, because he's been so matriarch trained. He is you black women set your black boys that become black men, and you prepare for non-black women easily. Because these black men that become these young black males or black boys that become black men haven't battle tested to be husbands for other groups of women, and you just don't know it. What that says that. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? You know.
The brothers group chat. What you said about the black man isn't what you said about the black woman.
I told you why though.
Yeah, but it wasn't validated.
It is validated. You think the black woman has just as much? Listen, when I have single events, it's always 80% women to men.
For real?
Absolutely. There's always going to be more women to men. Always.
Of course.
And black men know this. So the numbers are in your favor. So if I have a room, if it's 20% men and you have 80% options, you have more options than the woman has. So the only way for her to maybe not leech on or deal with is to expose herself to other options. Now, personally, Kendra G, I can't do it. And I learned last year because I had an opportunity, literally the richest man that has ever tried to court me, and he was not black. And I don't have sex when I date. So we went on a date, and I remember the way his job was set up, he was gonna have to go to somewhere in Orange County. And I was gonna make it clear, like, okay, I don't mind coming up, but—
Where are you based?
Beverly Hills. So,
okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So I had so much anxiety. Like I literally had so much anxiety, and I was like, and I do feel this, women, even though women feel like, just because he flew me out, he don't gotta get none, and that could be true, but communicate that. Like, don't mislead a man. Like, if you put me on something, I'm like, listen, I don't mind having a good time, but it's not gonna go past that. You still want me to come? And if not, I understand.
How do you prevent that from happening?
You say that.
But this is real question. Like, and I'm trying to give women game
Yeah.
to preface that. Is it you say it? And what else?
Well, there's some women who are not like me. They gonna just go.
No. I'm
Right.
saying for the women who are like you.
You have the conversation. Communication clears up everything.
Okay.
So even if it's not expected, I don't want you to feel like you got manipulated because you bought my plane ticket, you got the hotel. I'm just gonna say out loud, like, listen, I don't mind coming, but I'm gonna need a separate hotel room.
Okay.
And after dinner, you know, and if you're fine with that, and if you're not fine with it, I understand, but I just want to make the trip. You know, we all mature here.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but what ended up happening was his schedule changed, so we ended up not going. And I remember I felt so much relief, but then I thought, well, I would have to sleep with this man one day if I'm gonna really grow with him. And I can't have sex with a white man. I can't. I've been to Africa. This is personal Kendra G. And I want to say this to all my black women who date outside their race. I support you because I understand it. But in Kendra G's personal manner, I've been to Africa, I've been to Ghana, I've been to the Elmina Castle, and I took the tours. And it's one thing to read about slavery. It's another thing to really, and if you go, you will understand what I'm talking about. You can still feel our ancestors in these caves. And they give you, there's a church upstairs while women are being raped. And there's one part in Elmina Castle that it was like the slave masters would be at top, and then the black women would come, and they would pick out which one they wanted to have sex with. And so for me, I can't, like I said,
Unsee that.
I can't unsee that.
Unfeel that.
And the wealthiest man ever that has ever tried to court me. And I knew that I still could never have sex with him just because of my ancestors. Like, I am doing this for black. Like, everything I'm doing is to put it in the black category. I live in Beverly Hills and I'm black as hell. Like, I act very black and I do it on purpose because we belong in every space. You're not gonna take us out of anything. And as a black woman, that just, it's really important to me. So I understand my sisters that decide. I even recommend it. And it might sound crazy, right? But I personally can't do it.
It doesn't sound crazy, but I think that I will want the sisters to understand this, because the same words.
But you see, it's backwards. If you're experiencing this, the last thing I would not promote, this is just me, guys. If I had a dating show run like Kendra has run, if I felt that way, that, let's say, dating, mingling, or procreating outside the race, all right, there's some that I've come to grips and conclusion with, whether I understand the history or not, personally. But if I feel deep in my heart that this is what I could feel the presence of the enslavement, the raping, the tortures, the things that you don't want to do under these other groups of men. And that's why I won't date outside my race. That's great. That's fine. But do not push. See, one thing about the Chaos Range show is evident. I've been consistent now since I did this show on YouTube and on the podcast side of things for last, I would say 10 and a couple months, 10 and a half years. I do not promote or push telling black people, black women, black men, to do anything with their sexual organs. Meaning, I do not promote or tell them, say, you must go date outside race, go find. I will never say this on live air. I stand firm on this. I work hard to make sure I watch my words, and I hope even every broadcast I've done when I did talk about interracialism between black men and non-black women, I did just for the context of saying these are black men that do it, unfortunately, could not find a black woman that could be on their program. So instead of them choosing to conceal their genetic material to the ancestors, they decided to spread it to some other groups of women. That is by choice. God bless them. They do what they have to do. But I'm not considered to say, yo, I open my stream and say, yo, listen, they're outside your race. Fuck black women. No, I cannot say that. Because it's not my place to tell you or dictate to you what you should be doing as a man, right? You're over the age 18 and over. You should make a conscious decision where you are and where you are in life, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially, to do what you have to do to carry on your essence. But what she's doing, she's She's telling black women directly. And this is what black women does when they don't do the opposite, if they're not doing what they're preaching. That's what begs difference between the men and the women. Matter of fact, I even go far. Most black men are not even pushing black men telling say you must stay outside race. But you see a lot of black women tell black women to date outside of race more than the men. Either that some don't even like to be mingling outside race, but they push it. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Wow. The contradiction, it amazes me. So let's finish this up, guys.
Are uttered, but it impacts differently. I'll give you an example. A black woman or a sister sees a man and instantly verbalize, oh no, he not my type.
Right.
And it's okay. A black man sees a person, it's like, she not my type. He's disrespectful.
I agree with you. And this is why I said earlier that when you asked me my challenge, that's the challenge, because I have a rule on my show. There was a time, as I was hosting my show, I really got this insight. So men will come on and they will have on hats and they will want to know their height. So the ladies will be like, Kendra, tell him to take off his hat. How much is this? How much, how tall is he? And I was like, y'all already know how I roll. I don't tell men to take off their hats because I don't tell y'all to take off y'all wigs.
Facts.
I don't ask men their height because I don't ask you your weight. But I have to, but it's important that I do that because what I will say, and I am team women, women at times, we have the luxury, like, I'm hair, makeup, we have the luxury to increase our pretty. A man just has to be genetically blessed. And I hear it all the time. Like, this is the true story. You said something about content. The crazy thing is, I don't create content. These are real people. Like, I don't even have to make nothing up. I had a woman who is paralyzed, 62, for 4 years she's been paralyzed. I asked the questions. I said, well, we gotta look a certain way. She was like, yeah, he gotta be 6'2". I said, now. I said, but you ain't. I said, ma'am, and it got emotional. She cried, and it was like a roller. I'm gonna send you the video. You're gonna watch this. It was like a roller coaster of emotions because she's paralyzed, right? But I said, why he got to be 6'2"? So I don't want no short man. I wear heels. So this is what.
Lady, now unless you are over 6 feet, maybe. And I say maybe. And usually that doesn't guarantee you no man that's gonna be taller than you. But if you goddamn paralyzed from the head down, from the neck up, you cannot be a picker. Beggars can't be pickers. No, sweetie, that doesn't how it work. That doesn't how it work, baby. You better hope the man take you in your little stubby wheelchair. Shit. Let's go.
What I deal with. And with love, I try to break this barrier because I love my Black women. I think you're amazing, but sometimes you're not somebody's preference. How much of your life are you going to waste waiting on a man who is literally you're invisible to?
So that right there.
Yes.
There you go.
You said it. Why do we not give that grace to RG3?
Who's RG3? I don't know who that is.
Why don't we give that grace to a Black man who's chose outside of his race?
Because
he may say,
right,
that's just not my preference. Or the women that I've seen just aren't pretty enough. And if a woman were to say, the guys that I've met just ain't pretty enough, guys just gotta accept that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to compare, I'm just trying to get a perspective because it gets tough as a man or as men. And when you talk amongst other men, it's like, bro, I got this cat who's financially stable. He drives trucks and he's not afraid of driving trucks. He makes well over 6 figures. He's almost scraping 7 figures on a year-to-year basis. You will never know that. It's just because of how he carries himself. Now, he's rough around the edges because he don't necessarily know how to tie a tie. He's just a street dude that said, man, I'm not trying to sell drugs or do anything illegal, but I done cracked the code with logistics.
Right.
But optically, and I always mention this, two women, it's like, or two men in relationships or in search of relationships, the person that you're looking for may not be the person you want, but they are the person you need.
Right.
And with those type of dynamics, what you've been able to, witness over your 6 to 7 years, it's like, how do you respond when it's so lopsided to men? When men keep it a buck with a woman, he's disrespectful. When a woman keeps it a buck for a man, it's like, oh, a dude got to accept it. So.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And I do want to say this. When I was talking earlier about when you gave me the scenario with the black man and the white woman, I was really thinking from the successful black man perspective, like has all the things black women want, and then we don't see him with a black woman.
Right.
But then there's some men who, and I've met them, they've called my show, they're good men, and sometimes they end up with a non-black woman. But I will say that I love my women. I mean, I'm expensive, but I buy everything I have. So it's like, I ain't gonna hold you. I like expensive stuff, but I'm gonna cut the check for it. But I think that where it gets lost sometimes from black women is that there's so many wanting this one black man. There's only one Cam, and they all want this millionaire man. How does every woman get that? It's impossible. One thing I do want to say, I had this test because always women come up to me and they say, Kendra, where's the man at? There could be a man right there. Where's the man at? So I was like, here's the deal. Every lady, for one day, count every single man you see. Every single man. I don't care if he's the Uber driver. I don't care if he's the doorman. I don't care if he's the waiter. I don't care if he's the grocery store, walks by you on the street, jogging, gym. Count all the men. At the end of the day, you probably ran into, if you went outside, you probably saw 200-300 men if you went outside. If you go like to a concert, it's even higher. And then they'll be like, but he was an Uber driver, he was a waiter. Like these men were literally invisible. Now, what if you're invisible to the guy you wanted to see? What if you're invisible? So
What'd they say? Yeah.
Like what if, so this is why I said this is we're teaching.
On
right?
both sides.
Yeah, on both sides, we're teaching. A lot of times you're invisible to the person.
And you can use that same analogy for the dudes.
Yeah. Oh, well, with the dudes, I think men are having, some men, see, you don't have this issue because you actually have money, right? There's some men, okay, well, you don't have, Cam's broke, so I'll take him out. But there's some men that are having a challenge when it comes to getting women. I always tell people this, like there's only 10% of men that really can have it their way with women. The other 90% have to work and they got to put the stuff in because they don't have the candy, the glitters that women like to attract the women easily. Like there's some men who meet a woman and can have sex with her that same day. There's other men that have to court her, she's gonna make them go through all the things, right? So I think that, this whole new modern way of dating, because everyone feels like there's unlimited amount of options, that, it's hard to seal the deal. And I know we're going to end soon, but we didn't even put robots in this. 20 years tops. It would be very normal to have a robotic man or woman. It would be a thing. So we're actually moving further apart, unfortunately, than further together.
Well, it's gonna have to be a part 2. Entitled Robotic.
Nah, we ain't gonna do no part 2. She's already tell us enough. We learned enough. In wrapping up this video, I said some things, said a lot. And you see it first. And besides jumping onward on the future, no one knows what the future holds for a lot of men and women in the society. I can't even go into robots because that is some for the one that's coming up under us that's just born in the last 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. And we even go as far as people that are, I would say, younger Gen Zs. They might be more pushing towards, if they can't deal with the actual person, they'll deal with bots, or in the deal with AI like ChatGPT, because I heard a lot of them are talking to their AI assistant more than anything else. But that's not a story. In conclusion, Cam Newton did his thing. He did expose a lot of things that we did not know about Kendra G, from her already dating past to even why, if ever she was messing with white men, and we'll hold her feet to the fire for that one. She is a big walk contradiction in regards to our platform, the dating show. Most people that when they turn to Kendra G's dating platform, the only we expect is ratchet women. Most of them that are baby mamas, some downright look, crippled, and some look like they need to hit a gym. But nonetheless, the platform caters to women and men, but mostly focus on women based because women call up in there and enjoy the show because in their mind, Kendra does not hold their feet to the fire. Now she did some rules which I respect. That the rules are you don't ask for the man's height, you don't ask for this man, you don't ask about your weight. And really truly, the last thing women should be focused on height of a man. In my opinion, if you're not, this is me when it comes to height, and I didn't put this in my writings, but I'll say this. The only way height should be a focus factor to you as a woman, personally honest, and I'm saying this from a man, you better be goddamn near 5'11" to 6 feet to be really focused on a man's height. Straight up. If you're not that tall, like model-ish height, then maybe we could have the conversation. Yeah, you could probably find a man tall if you can qualify for a man. But overall, if you're not that tall, the last thing you should be focusing, baby, as the height of a man. Regardless, you wear heels. Heels don't mean nothing in regards to actual height between you and him. Any man that sees you wearing heels, no one's saying you're a short woman. Only women that we could say are tall with heels, you could tell because once put on heels, 3-inch, 4-inch heels, they're extra tall. But that doesn't determine your height. I'm sorry. I don't go based on a goddamn heels that why you need a man taller. No. Unless you're naturally tall without heels and you're over, like I said, 5'11" or even go as far as over 6 feet, the least of your concern is the height of a man. You better get the man where he's at. That's my thing with height. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm looking forward to hearing y'all thoughts and opinions on the stream. I'll be looking forward to listening to that. See if I get it right, get it wrong. It is what it is. Thank y'all for watching today's stream. Until next time, and I mean until next time. Chaos reign.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos
let that chaos reign with,
must reign.